Cheese. Remember when we used to take pictures when we were kids and we'd be like, cheese. Honey, let me put my face up here. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. This is Dana with the Data. Migrant Crises Wednesday. Hi, guys. Shout out to everybody on X. Okay, volume sounds good. Teeth white. Play with me, honey. Yes. Um, how I want to start this off. Ooh, woke is back. Yes, woke is back. I gotta put that on my thumbnail. Woke is back. Honey, y'all done voted for the socialists up there in New York. Yes, y'all did. God bless y'all. Everybody, before we get into the show, please like this video, share this video. If you would like to send in a super chat or cash at me, you can. It's greatly appreciated. $ Dana with the Data. Let me make this darker for you guys to see. Yes, there we go. Honey, the blue wave victory. Yes, last night, Tuesday, Super Tuesday. New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Michigan, Georgia, California. The blue wave won. And make no mistake about it, this is a clear indication of the midterms. So, you Republicans, you so called MAGAs, y'all got work to do. I can't always rely on Trump, honey. Y'all got work to do. So yeah. What y'all gonna do about that? Because Mondani is already talking big shit up in New York, calling out Trump, everything. But we're gonna get into him. And I'm wondering, should we get into Mondani first? Should we get into him first? Or I have this other clip that I wanted to bring up. But if you guys seen the title of the show, I got to pull this up. How illegal How illegal immigrants gain power to shut down United States government. Actually, I'm gonna lead with this clip that I seen on X, which sparked me to talk about it. How did we Americans, how did the borough of New York City's 5 boroughs, how did Virginia, New Jersey, of course, California, please, there's no saving them. But how did you guys allow illegals grab power to shut down our government? We are in the longest government shutdown in history. Number one, they voted in a socialist in New York City, and I do believe a lot of illegals voted. I believe a lot of illegals voted in New Jersey. A lot of illegals voted in Virginia. Virginia has a new governor, Spielberger. I don't know. I don't need to know her name, but I do know she is a former CIA officer. She's a spy. Not surprised. Obama, mother and father, was a CIA spies. Look what happened to the country. So, how did you guys let illegals grab power here, shut down the government, and elect socialist politicians? So I'm going to play the clip that inspired me to have this conversation. Let's see. Where is that? Honey, I need to get it together. Oh, I'm going to pull up Mondani's clips of his speech. But I want to highlight this. This is a Mr. Vince Ellison. Ellison? I got to look him up, honey. He does have a YouTube page. No, I got to make this bigger. He does have a YouTube page. I don't agree with some of the stuff, but I do agree with him here. Take a listen.
Out. You see the hell they're raising? Man, the Democrats seeing they life flash for that. They have shut down the whole government behind this. Look. Illegal immigrants have assumed so much power in the United States of America that they can demand that the Democratic Party shut down the whole government of the most powerful nation in the world. Our military is not getting paid as of this broadcast, as of this taping. Illegal immigrants have shut down the government and then marched all weekend on No King's Day to demand that we get them free stuff and allow illegals to stay in the damn country. That's like a joker that broke in your house and you want him out, and he gonna go out and march, baby, to stay in your house and eat your food and sleep in your bed. And you gotta sit back and allow this. It's insanity on top of insanity. Hear me, illegal immigrants have garnered enough power in this country to shut down the government. I want you to sit back and ponder that for a moment. Pause for effect. We want you to give us free medical care, or we're going to shut down your government. Democrats who allow these people who are not even citizens of this nation. According to the Constitution, the slave trade ended in 1808. That means no more Africans could be brought to the United States of America. That means that because I'm here right now, according to the Constitution, my people have been here at least since 1808. 1808. And yet, illegals have the power to shut down the nation, which I've been here for 20 generations. People that just crossed over the Rio Grande a year ago. And the Democratic Party bows to it. That's a travesty. That is a shame.
I agree, Mr. Vince Ellison. I agree. Democrats allowed illegals to come in and shut down the government because you know why the government is shut down? Healthcare, because they want to make sure healthcare for all, including non-citizens. Yeah. Food stamps, all the resources. They want food stamps. They want free housing. They want healthcare for all. That includes illegals. And I'm going to go in details with just how I'm going to show you just how many illegals are receiving food stamps, but that's later. But I want to stick to what Mr. Vince Ellison was saying. He's absolutely right. Let me bring myself up here. Government shutdown. How illegal immigrants who crossed the border just months ago now have enough political influence to shut down the entire U.S. government. Something that should be impossible for non-citizens to achieve, but they have achieved it. Why is that? You cannot convince me otherwise that illegals were voting yesterday, Tuesday, in New York City and in New Jersey. Now, yes, the Republican that was running in Virginia for governor, she had a horrible campaign. Horrible. So she kind of lost herself. But New Jersey, New York City, oh no, there were plenty of non-citizens voting. Military sacrifice versus political priorities. While our military servicemen and women go without pay during the shutdown, politicians prioritize and demands of people who enter the country legally over those who serve and protect America. Like Mr. Vince said, the military is not getting paid. Air traffic controllers are not getting paid. A lot of them are getting furloughed. But they still show up and do their job to protect this country here and abroad. Historical American families versus recent arrivals. Every Black American should feel insulted. The stark contrast between families who have been American citizens for 20 plus years, such as Mr. Vince Ellison's family, mine, and a whole bunch of others, millions of other foundational Black Americans, versus recent border jumpers and crossers and swimmers and flyers who now wield disproportionate political power. That was the play all along for the Democrats. They passed Proposition 50 in California. They're going to add on more to 5 congressional seats to send to Congress. But if Kamala Harris would have been elected, and if they would have had a Democrat-controlled Congress, they would have stacked Congress, stacked the Supreme Court, stacked the federal judges forever. And this country will cease to exist, right? And then the Democrat Party's betrayal of citizens. How the Democrat Party has abandoned American citizens in favor of catering to illegal immigrants, creating a dangerous precedent where non-citizens' demands take priority over the needs of legal Americans. And there you have it. Those 4 components: government shutdown, power dynamic, military sacrifice versus political priorities, historical American families versus recent arrivals, and Democrat Party's betrayal of citizens. Yeah. Those 4 elements allowed illegals to come here and grab power and shut down our damn government, to where actual American citizens who do receive SNAP are not getting it. Citizens who do need health care, Medicaid, Medicare, and a reasonable subsidy monthly payment for the bullshit Obamacare, our military that protect us, people who need these services are asked out because of illegals. And you have the Democrats to thank for it. And not only do you have a Democrat as mayor of New York, you have a Democratic socialist, because he said it. He said, I am a Muslim and I am a Democrat socialist and I am proud of it. His religion has nothing to do with it because we have a separation of church and state. But his political views and ideology does. And he calls himself a socialist in New York City. Yeah. But we'll see how far Mandandi can actually go. And speaking of Mandandi, let's take a listen to some of his speech, shall I say.
So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. Taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
And we have some more.
Too many working people cannot recognize themselves in our party. And too many among us have turned to the right for answers to why they've been left behind. We will leave mediocrity in our past. No longer will we have to open a history book for proof that Democrats can dare to be great. Our greatness will be anything but abstract. It will be felt by every rent-stabilized tenant who wakes up on the first of every month, knowing the amount they're going to pay hasn't soared since the month before. Too many working people cannot.
So his whole spiel is about the immigrants, right? And listen, New York City is a melting pot. They do have areas that are segregated to where you have a whole bunch of people here and different people there. But Queens is the most diverse borough in this nation. It is very diverse with a lot of immigrants from all over the world. And that was mainly how he won, because he was speaking directly to an immigrant, because he's an immigrant himself. It was easy for him to latch on to that group. And listen, no matter how much people say we should not be practicing identity politics, Vivek just issued, a 30-second video on that. And he's right, but people are still going to associate themselves with identity politics. He's Muslim. He is an immigrant. And really, he is an African American. He was born in Uganda and he's an American citizen. He's all of those things. And then he's speaking to socialism. He's speaking to affordable housing. Yes, it's very expensive to live in New York. There are a lot of people struggling. He can't fix that. He doesn't have the power. The city council do. And when he was city council, he didn't fix it. He wasn't fighting for that, but they still voted for him.
If anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump, it is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching.
Oh, we already saw that one. What is this one?
Cannot recognize themselves. Too many working people cannot recognize themselves in our party. And too many among us have turned to the right for answers to why they've been left behind.
No, they have not. So listen, New York has always been blue. The state, the city has always been blue. They do have a lot of Republican red counties in upstate New York. But as far as Manhattan and the 5 boroughs, they're always been blue except for Staten Island. No, you immigrants out there did not flip anything from red to blue. You didn't do it. You just, he had all of the immigrants voting for him, the brand new immigrants that have been here for a decade or less. He had a whole bunch of illegals voting for him. He had millions and millions of dollars behind his campaign. Honey, they slaughtered Eric Adams. They just sullied Eric Adams' reputation, his name. He didn't have a chance. Cuomo, listen, he was responsible for the elderly people dying in COVID and sexual assault case. That man was not going to be mayor. So honestly, Mendandy did not have much of a fight. He did not. The DNC is very powerful. Very. So he had it easy throughout this election. Now comes the real work. You keep having Donald Trump in your mouth, in your name in your mouth. Donald Trump, this is a warning. Okay. But on January 2nd, National Guards, ICE agents, bounty hunters, DEA, all these guys are going to put boots on the ground in New York City. Billionaires already left. They already took Morgan Stanley and all of, they already took their business to Texas. Now, JP Morgan, they built that new, $5-6 billion building there. Okay, but listen, New York City is about to be lit. They ain't playing. So you want to keep having Trump name all in your mouth? You need to worry about delivering all those promises. Because he's going to just be most likely a one-term mayor. King Saul, no, both parties do not support illegal. Stop it. Go rest your brain, honey. Go rest your brain. I need Van Jones. Give me a second, guys. Let me get this Van Jones. Honey, every time Van Jones come up on election night on CNN, you don't know if this man gonna cry or not, which is some weak shit. But he didn't cry, and he kind of made sense a little bit.
Blue states, and Democrats were supposed to win. So I wouldn't overread it. Virginia, in particular, has never been a great bellwether. I don't think a lot of folks had a lot of confidence in the Virginia campaign that was run on the Republican side. And New Jersey is New Jersey. So I would hesitate to overread it. I don't think the concerns you raised are illegitimate political strategy concerns. I think just want to offer condolences to Chuck Schumer. Honestly, what I'm reading here in New York City is that AOC is going to be the next senator from New York after she gets done whooping his rear end in the 2028 Democratic primary. And for his Senate races in 2026, I see the energy in the Democratic Party tonight behind a socialist, and I see the energy in Virginia, Democrats looking the other way on a violent candidate for Attorney General who says he wants to murder Republicans and their children. If you think you're getting rid of Graham Plattner in Maine now, think again. This is a terrible night for national Democratic image, given what is happening inside their party. Mamdani is an avowed socialist. It's not what people say that he is, it's what he says that he is. He's now the leader of their party. That's their energy, and Chuck Schumer's
He's the leader of the Democratic Party?
Let's swear.
What? There is no. Who is the leader? Can someone tell me?
He's a life raft for Republicans who have to go on TV and get their asses kicked.
You own this now. You all own this now.
We've had progressive mayors. I don't think anybody thought that de Blasio.
He's the best actor you all have, is he not?
Listen,
Mamdani.
Here's what I'll say. I'm a lot happier than you are sad. You're saying I'm happy. You know why? Buyer's remorse from independents. Independents gave Donald Trump a shot. Buyer's remorse. The Latin community gave him a shot. You see buyer's remorse. Black men gave Trump a shot. They've come back home. Buyer's remorse. Why? Because people are sick of the status quo. That's why they voted for Trump the first time. That's why they voted him out the second time. That's why they voted him back in. People want change. And Donald Trump said he was going to do something about grocery prices. He's done everything, but he's putting in gold toilets in the White House. He's tearing up. He's gallivanting around the world. And you're seeing buyer's remorse in places where Republicans had some hope. This thing is starting to settle out now. This is about basic needs that people have and basic rights people expect. That's what seems to be under fire from this administration. And if they think they can spin and talk and spin and talk and nobody's going to notice that, they just got proven wrong tonight. People's basic needs are not being met. One of the things that I think people are seeing, not just from Mamdani, but from the moderates as well, this focus on kitchen table issues. We used to talk about this in weird ways. Income inequality, wealth disparity, economic justice. People who went.
Didn't say it that way.
but we had a lot of syllables, man. It was people describing a problem they didn't have, okay? Now you got people who are talking like the people who have the problem. I can't afford nothing. And somebody who can talk that way, whether they're on the left of our party or the middle of our party, is going to have a big audience. And this buyer's remorse that's setting in now from other people is a big problem for Republicans.
I think two big takeaways.
Okay, so Vance Jones is talking about buyer's remorse. Is that true? Is it true? Because it is too soon to sit up here and say black men, because they voted for Donald Trump over 20%, that they're remorseful, right? That they regret voting for Trump. No, it's too soon for that. It's too soon. Right now, what we are seeing is the Democrats basically protecting their blue wall all through New England, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, tri-state, Virginia. Now they're going to start hitting North Carolina. They're going to try and come Midwest, of course, Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania had a big night too. That was a big win for the Democrats when it came to the judges. And then they want to ease their way over here to Ohio. Oh, if they can't get Ohio blue, they want Ohio purple. And I don't want Ohio purple. I want Ohio to stay red. So y'all better go out and vote for that, honey. I don't care what y'all think about this man or his background. Get out your feelings. This is not about identity. This is about business. So last night on Tuesday, Super Tuesday, Election Tuesday, we witnessed the Democrats rebuilding, reclaiming their blue wall. And now they're going to make their way west and south. And they have 12 months to do so, because today is the day that the campaigns for the midterms are starting. Make no mistake about that. So where is the plan coming out of MAGA? You MAGA people. Where is the plan coming out of the Republican Party? Even you rhinos. Too much dissension going on right now. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene turning her back, calling out Trump and the Republicans over the Affordable Care Act, all this stuff. Tucker Carlson, Nick Fortes, all the Ben Shapiro, all these people. Y'all still worried about Israel? Let that shit go. Trump said, like, listen, the Ukraine and Russia, that's between them now. Yeah. Wasted too much time on bullshit. And now look what we have. A hot mess. A hot damn mess. Let me go to Eric Adams. Let's see what Eric Adams talking about, honey. Now, Eric Adams, he was dropping some jewels when it came to Mandani.
So it's been a great 4 years, and no matter my vote is clearly for Governor Cuomo. We can't go backwards. We can't legalize prostitution. We can't tax people based on their ethnicity. We can't defund our police department. We cannot go after small businesses. And, you know, hey, this city is not a socialist city. This is in capitalism where you come here as a dishwasher and one day you can become the mayor if you work hard enough. And we can't lie to New Yorkers and act like we're going to freeze their rent, and then NYCHA residents going to learn that you can't freeze their rent. You can't freeze the rent of Mitchell Lammers. You can't freeze the rent of market rate. And we have to move forward. And we can't allow not only the lack of experience, that's the least of our concerns. The most important part of it is that we can't hurt the city. We cannot go backwards. And so whomever is the mayor, they need to continue the legacy and the success, public safety, housing, you name it, we did it. And whoever's the mayor needs to continue to do that. And so the only message I can give to New Yorkers as I go to the next leg of my journey, I'm leaving you a good city. Don't fuck it up. So if you have one or two questions before I bounce, this is my last time bouncing. Yes, what's happening?
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
Did you have trouble finding Mr. Cuomo's name on the ballot today?
No, it wasn't. You know, when I saw it on a piece of paper, I thought it was hard to find, but it's not. They did a great job. The Board of Elections did a great job. You can see the names that are there. And if you know who you want to vote for, you're clearly going to see. All you got to do is go across. He was on the second level. People are not going to have a problem finding. And, you know, those who have followed me, you heard me say two things. One, this was going to be the most exciting race in the history of our city. And two, that we were going to see historical turnouts. I think we had something like 758,000 thus far. And so it's been clear that New Yorkers are paying attention. And this is democracy at its best.
What do you think about Elon Musk's endorsement of Cuomo this morning?
Well, I think that both the president and Elon pointed out that there's no perfect candidate. You know, people could critique things about Andrew. I've critiqued him also. But one thing we know for sure, that there is a perfectly imperfect candidate. And Zoran is that. Zoran will take the city in the wrong direction. And I think that what they're seeing, people do business in this city, and they realize New York City is the capital of the entire globe. And if we get it right, there's going to be a severe price. And so I think Elon was being responsible to state that we can't go in the wrong direction.
Can you talk about what this day meant to you? Obviously, you go back, say, a year from now, you wouldn't have expected you voting for the former governor instead of yourself. Can you just talk about what this day has meant to you personally and what it's been like for you, given what's transpired since the start of this campaign?
Listen, you don't climb on top of a mountain and sit on a mountain. You look for the next mountain to climb. I've had an amazing run as a New Yorker. From a child that struggled with learning disability, living on the verge of poverty. You know, a mother with a third grade education raised a son to be the mayor of the most important city on the globe. My mother wasn't a great Hollywood director. They wasn't multimillionaires. We live in poverty. And so to get here and know that my picture is going to be in City Hall one day, that's an awesome accomplishment. And so you don't look back and say what would have or what could have. There's a journey out there. Countries are calling me and asking me to come and do what I did in New York City. It's an amazing opportunity that's waiting for me. And then I don't have to deal with you guys, man. I can fly private now. I can go on a cruise. I can hang out in St. Bart.
Okay, so did he say he could fly private? Hold on. Because that was a good question, right? Black Wilo Rain, I wonder, did he take a bag to move aside? Well, I think he took a bag, but he had no choice but to move aside because his Democrat Party abandoned him. And when your party abandons you, you have no money coming into your war chest. But he's talking about he could take a private plane, honey. Is that the turkey money from the turkey heads of states that you allegedly took money from? How are you flying private? And he talking about going on these luxury cruises. Maybe he did take a bag.
I can go and do whatever I want without you guys looking over my shoulders. I'm actually out of the fishbowl. I'm now going to live. I've been doing this for 40 years. And for the first time in 40 years, I'm going to be able to live my life. And the joy of it when y'all come and say, you know, what are you doing going to Spain? I could just give you the finger and keep it moving. You know, this is Eric Adams Unfiltered. In the last 40 years, I was filtered. And so I really ask myself, when I look at the offers that are waiting for me, I had to be stuck on stupid to want to do this again. You know? So let me bounce, man. I got a whole life to live.
Did you pick one of the offers yet?
Okay, so he's about to live his best life and says, you know what, New Yorkers, y'all take this L. Y'all gotta deal with the socialists. Y'all gotta deal with the bullshit. I'm flying on private jets. I'm in the air. I don't care. I don't hear y'all. That's Eric Adams. So maybe he did take a bag. A lot of politicians cash out big time once they leave office. But I thought that he was going to be working for Trump. That's what I thought. And I thought I had this clip, honey. I thought I saved this clip in here Let me go to my bookmarks because this is an important clip that I want to play. Yes. Let me play this because she nailed it. This what she's about to say in this clip here solidifies the ignorance, stupidity, and the future of New Yorkers, particularly you Black New Yorkers.
Okay, take a look at this right quick. So I want to zero in on these words. Those words right there. While Andrew Cuomo is sleeping, the real mayor out here working. No, honey, no. While Andrew Cuomo is sleeping, the wolf is out there gathering up the dumb sheep to eat up. This just proves everything that we've been talking about. It don't take much to get some people vote. All you gotta do is play a little music, get out there, act a certain way, bob your head to the music, make them think you body with them, act like you for the people and by the people, shake a few hands, kiss a few babies, put a drink in your hand, turn up a little bit of water because they're not gonna turn up a real drink because they don't want you to accuse them later. Just play that I'm for the people rope. You heard me? Promise a whole bunch of free stuff and boom, bam, bow. He got your vote. Straight out of the old rusty playbook. Been using that playbook since slavery. And the dumb sheep, them people there, fall for it every single time. Go ahead, though. Go ahead. The great city of New York is about to find out. Much, not all. Not all. Generation Z, bruh, y'all some lazy people. A handful of the millennials, too, but for the most part, I have hope for the millennials. At this point, the only hope I have for Generation Alpha is Jesus returning, okay? Y'all want handouts and not hand-ups. Y'all don't want the American dream. Y'all want the plantation. Y'all want to be fed a fish and not taught how to fish. Go on with your socialism, but stay over there. Don't come over here around us because we already know the end results. That wealth about to leave New York.
She ain't lying.
Wealth about.
She's telling the truth. Y'all want to party? Yeah. Singing the Jay-Z, Alicia Keys, New York with the DJ. You know, once again, Mondandi pulling on Obama. I'm Black and I'm proud. I'm African American too. I'm down with y'all. Yeah, we all oppressed. We second class citizens. Honey, he ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna do nothing for y'all. He's not. It's the opposite. You're gonna feel the pain. Because one thing about New York, yes, it is expensive to live there, but it's 1,000,001 hustles. 1,000,001 hustles. And when you take those hustles away and you replace it with free handouts or socialism or communism, you're going to be like, wait a minute, I can't make no money. You know, you could go outside and sell anything. You don't have to be drugs. And you could make $100 in an hour or $100 in 4 hours or whatever. But when you start realizing those 1,000,001 hustles that New York had, and they only have 1,001 hustles, when they start limiting how you make money, you don't care that your rent price is going down because you're still going to be breaking even, or if not, still live in poverty. And then you guys have to deal with all the illegals that are there. Yes, because he is going to strengthen in these so-called sanctuary laws. He is going to file lawsuits against the Trump administration. Yes, he is. He's going to make these people residents of New York City so they get to vote against American citizens' values. So you guys are up shit's creek. What are you celebrating? Your rent didn't go down yet. Your rent didn't freeze yet. Nothing didn't happen. And guess what? Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. So let's go back and talk about the illegals. Because Trump is bringing in the troops. He's bringing in the military to New York. And Tom Homan has a message for all you white liberal protesters. Let me take it this way.
Again, we're going to keep doing this job. I started back in March saying if this hateful rhetoric continues, there's going to be bloodshed. And the left went crazy. How dare I say that? I'm a fear monger. Well, unfortunately, I was right. There's been a lot of death, either of detainees that were shot by a sniper in Dallas or people that attacked an ICE facility, and the threats on ICE officers. And the rhetoric, if it doesn't slow down, we haven't seen the end of it. There will be more bloodshed. Again, we're going.
Tom Homan said it's about to be bloodshed. So y'all about to have bloodshed in the streets of New York, honey. He is not fucking around with y'all at all. At all.
Well, we have to go into the bottom line is in sanctuary cities, Maria, which people don't talk about a lot. Well, we have to go into the community and find a public safety threat because the jail released them without notifying us. When we go in the community and find that bad guy, many times they're with others. Others are in the country illegally, but may not have a criminal history. But guess what? They're coming too. ICE is no longer going to turn a blind eye to illegal aliens in this country.
No, they're not. You can't. Everybody has to go. Bye. No, you can no longer stay here for free. You can't stay here, period, because you broke the law to get here. And when you get deported, you are not allowed to come back because you should have self-deported.
It for your audience perfectly, Sean. This was not a loophole. The Biden administration, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, devised a scheme to fly illegal aliens into the country and then to escort them en masse across the border by the millions and to give them something known as parole, which gives them a work permit, which gives them a social security number, which gives them access to the voting booth. This was the plan all along, to get them here illegally so they can get free government benefits, get hooked to welfare, and be able to participate in American elections. This was an attack on democracy by the Democrat Party. It's the same attack that we see, Sean, when you have California, a sanctuary state, that is refusing to turn over even illegal alien criminals and gang members to ICE. So these are illegal aliens in California who have been arrested by California police, by California law enforcement for serious crimes, for crimes against children, for felonies, for crimes that threaten public safety, and they are refusing to hand these criminal illegal aliens over to ICE. Instead, they're freeing them back into the cities to offend and offend again. By any definition, what California is doing is criminal. It is a violation of our laws. It is one of the most heinous things that I have seen in my entire.
Yes, it is heinous, and they are breaking the law. So I want to know, where are the lawsuits, the indictments? Where is the legal action taking against these sanctuary cities, states, these politicians who are literally broke the law and continue to break the law? Because you got Mandandi up in New York. He talking big shit about Trump. Well, baby, January 2nd. And you know what? You know what Trump is going to do? Because he's petty. And he should be petty. So the mayor of New York, they get inaugurated on New Year's. In Times Square, right hand on the Bible as the ball is dropping. And you know what Trump going to do? I bet you he going to have National Guards and the military and the DEA sheriffs, bounty hunters with boots on the ground in Times Square on New Year's Eve, honey. Yes, he is. So he gonna bust up that party. He gonna bust up your swearing in. You want to talk bitch shit now? I think reality is probably setting in Mandandi's head today. But wait until you stand up in front of that crystal ball in Times Square with your right hand on that Bible, and you see tanks coming down Times Square to get these damn illegals up out of there. Yeah. See, have your victory, because it's not going to last long. New York City is about to turn all the way up. Make no mistake about that. By the way, honey, do you see this? Yes. Catch this, honey. 3 times platinum and more. Beyonce. Don't play with me. Yes, honey, I am part of the Beehive. I'm going to play this clip here.
And I just want to speak for those who are really being affected. We say the numbers, Sarah, 22 million, but I want to speak on behalf of Clifford Johnson in LA, who is disabled. He is paralyzed. And you know what he does for a living? Drive Uber with sticks. So this is somebody who does everything that they possibly can with no legs to still work, to still contribute to society, who's getting screwed on the Medicaid side, and also now being screwed on the food stamp side. So no matter what he does, this particular administration that is in charge now is screwing him either way. There is this stereotype that those who are on SNAP and those who are on these benefits are people who are lazy, people who are not contributing. So that $100, $150 that he gets every month may not make a difference to those who are sitting at the tables in Congress, but it absolutely makes a difference to him. So what would you say to him, to the Republicans who are holding Medicaid hostage and for food stamps? Should he now say, well, now I can't get my diabetes, all of the complications with being paralyzed, or starve? What would you say to him? What should his choice be?
Well, Republicans are not holding Medicaid hostage, number one. Number two, we protected Medicaid for those who are disabled to make sure that they are not losing benefits to those that are here illegally, taking benefits away from the very people who rely on this program, number one. Number two, again, we passed, Republicans in the House, passed a clean CR to fund SNAP, to fund WIC over a month ago. Democrats in the Senate have voted 14 times to keep the government shut down, to not fund WIC, to not fund SNAP. So this is not a function of Republicans playing politics. I don't care who the president is or what party is in power. I have voted every single time to keep the government funded and open. During Joe Biden's presidency, I voted 8 times to keep the government funded. Kevin McCarthy lost his job as Speaker of the House in large measure because he put a clean CR on the floor. It's time for Chuck Schumer to do the right thing, stop playing politics, stop kowtowing to Bernie Sanders and AOC and Zohran Mamdani, and vote to pass a clean CR as he did every time until this year. Well, every time in his career for 50 years.
Can I just say, let me just say this. I'm sorry. The people that I represent can't afford a plane ticket. So waiting in line for a delayed plane is not going to get them pissed. What's getting the people that I know who are upset are the people that are literally not being able to eat. To say that you're not holding Medicaid hostage when you know that Democrats are trying to negotiate to get health care back on the table.
That's the Affordable Care Act subsidy,
right?
Which is a totally different
issue. But you know Democrats don't have leverage, so let's stop playing games. This is their only leverage that they have.
They've said this is the only leverage they have, which is why they shut the government.
That's exactly it.
Where's the deal maker?
So where's the deal maker?
Come in and make a deal.
So we've never allowed policy, and this is Chuck Schumer saying this. This is Hakeem Jeffries saying this. This is Nancy Pelosi saying this. We've never allowed policy to be extracted at the barrel of a gun by using a shutdown to hold the American people hostage. There's a very simple way to address all these issues. And by the way, I'm a lead co-sponsor on a bill to extend the ACA subsidy by a year. I went and asked Hakeem Jeffries 3 weeks ago, sign on to the bill. If this is what you're saying is the issue, let's get it done, sign on to the bill and join me. He said no, because it really was never about that. So if we want to address health care in America, let's do it. but you don't do it in a shutdown.
There's some say, because you keep saying over and over, there's never, they've always signed on. Let me be clear. I'm an independent. I'm not a Democrat. I told Democrats they should have did the same thing that you're doing to them. They should have shut it all down, broke it all down. So I appreciate the or else, that Republicans are doing, if that is the agenda that you're pushing. So I just want to be clear about that. When you say they've always signed on, they should have stopped signing on a long time ago when Sarah was following us with the George Floyd matter. They should have shut it down a long time ago when we were looking to expand the Supreme Court. So I am all for, pushing the agenda and using what you can as leverage. And Republicans do that best. So now be confused why Democrats are doing that is confusing to me.
In my conference last Congress that wanted to shut the government down over Joe Biden's open border policy. I and others said no, not because I disagreed with them on the substance of the issue, but because shutting down the government is not going to solve the problem. And in fact, what it's doing, the very people that you're talking about that are not going to get food assistance, that's what it does. It creates this tit-for-tat game where each side uses the American people as a hostage in a ridiculous negotiation. We can easily pass the clean CR, open the government up, pass an ACA subsidy extension. I don't want to see people's health care premiums go up. But the fact is that this subsidy, by the way, the Democrats passed to expire at the end of this year. If they could have done a permanent extension while Joe Biden was president, they would have done that. But
your argument is, let's just pass it and let's negotiate later. And that reminds me of sometime when men say, don't worry about it, I'll just call you in the morning. So I've heard it all before. I've cheated on you 655 times. But this one time, you know what I'm talking about. But this one time, it's going to be all better. So in the words of Sunshine Anderson as an R&B singer, I've heard it all before. So to say, let's just pass it and don't worry about it, that's not how it works.
Well, then you will see this happen every single time. If people want to use a government shutdown, you will see this happen in perpetuity every year, September 30th. One group is going to hold it, and it's not good. That's in about.
So, Taslim, let me just say this about Taslim. She knows what she's talking about when it comes to politics. She's put boots to the ground. She has campaigned for public officials, and they have got elected in their local and state elections. So she's not just some random person getting up there talking. However, she always told, I'm an independent. Guys, watch out for people that always say they're independent, but they lean left. She leans left a lot, right? Sometimes she do criticize the left, but maybe at one point she was a Democrat and then she became an independent. That's fair. But I disagree with her here because, no, I understand what she's talking about. But the bottom line is, and I do disagree with her, sign the bill because it's already been 35 days. Sometimes you have to let the other side get a win. The Republicans, there are more Republicans in Congress, yes. But you have a whole year next year to battle different policies out on the congressional floor. This is serious. This is over 35 days. People are not getting their benefit snaps. A lot of people are furloughed. Military is not getting paid. Air traffic control is non-existent. Sign the bill, Democrats. You are the ones making it worse. Illegals do not deserve nothing because they are illegal. Only thing they deserve is a one-way ticket up out of here. So I'm not siding with Taslim. She knows she's not stupid. She knows politics. She's put boots to the ground. But I'm sorry, y'all need to sign that bill and you need to argue and stand your ground on other issues that's going to come up next year. Period. But this is what I do want to share with you guys, because they kept talking about illegals and food stamps. And she didn't say they're not getting it, but the fact that she didn't say that they were not. But a lot of people, especially you Democrats and you white liberal lovers or just liberal lovers, you're claiming that, they're not getting benefits. They're not getting food stamps. Excuse me. Illegals are. This is Newsweek article. It says, an analyst by the Economic Policy Innovation Center has found that in fiscal year of 2023, approximately 1.764 million non-citizens receive SNAP benefits, costing taxpayers around $5.7 billion. The research draws on data gathered by USDA. So we have paid $5.7 billion in 2023 for non-citizens to eat when they should not be here. Number one. Number two, that $5.7 billion could have been allocated to the Affordable Care Act subsidiaries so that our premiums, our monthly premiums, can be low. Quote, I think many Americans are shocked to learn that the federal government is spending so much of their hard-earned tax dollars on welfare for non-citizens. That's Matthew Dickerson, Director of Budget Policy at Economic Policy Innovation Center. Contrary to what the EPIC report says, no SNAP participants are unauthorized immigrants without status. That's bullshit. And then they go on to say most of those granted some form of temporary protection from deportation, including DACA. DACA means you are undocumented. Temporary protected status, that's bullshit because it's temporary, not permanent. And asylum applicants are ineligible for SNAP and therefore not among the 1.7 million non-citizens participants. That's BS. Because DACA is getting food stamps. And especially depending on what state you're in. Asylum seekers, asylum applicants. The Democrats, the Democrats kept saying that the people crossing the border are all asylum seekers, and they're not. Don't you know that United States, we only, by law, we can only admit 200,000 asylum seekers annually. And I think it's less than that. I think it's 150 annually, not 20 plus million. Bottom line is illegals are getting food stamps. They're getting free health care. They're getting free housing. They're getting all these resources. We're paying for it. Illegals gain so much political power because we are in a government shutdown because of illegals. The only people that want illegals here are the illegals themselves and the Democrats. And it's hurting our country. Security, our money, our taxes, everything. That is a problem. So, I support ICE. I support the National Guards. I support the military. I support DEA. I support the bounty hunters. I support the sheriffs. What, you want to deputize sheriffs and stuff like that, Trump? I support all law enforcement people whose job is to remove non-citizens. Should have had your paperwork in order. But if you just jumped that border, crossed the border, swam here, flew here within the last 4 years, no, sir, no, ma'am. You and your children have to go. Have to go. And you know what? I need to do a throwback show. We need to revisit last winter, 2 winters ago, when they were busing the illegals to Chicago and New York City in the middle of winter, right? Because Kamala Harris, who was the border czar, allowed us to have open borders. So these people were coming in winter. They were sleeping in tents outside of police stations in Chicago. Some children froze to death. Walmart opened up their stores after hours so that they could give them coats. And I have no problem with that. But you sent these people, these sheep, basically into the mouth of the wolf so that you can stay in power. In turn, for you to not have power. So, yeah, it's a mess. It is this is a clusterfuck created by the Democrats. A government shutdown. I'm not flying anywhere until 30 or 60 days when the government reopens. Because the people that are in charge, that are operating traffic control, they're barely getting any sleep. Airports airlines are grounding planes because they can't fly because people are on furlough in the airport. I work for the airport. It's too dangerous. So listen, it's a hot mess. It's a big clusterfuck. And you Democrats, I've never seen it where illegals have a whole bunch of political power in this country. God help us. Somebody said I look very yetish. Thank you. Because of this, thank you. Yeah, it's a compliment. Smitty, go to the beginning of the show because I was talking about Mandandy. Mandandy is not liked by the DNC anyway. Hakeem Jeffries don't like him because Hakeem Jeffries is pro-Israel, honey, through and through. So he don't like Mandandy. There's a lot of Democrats that don't like Mandandy, but AOC does. There's the other Democrats that do. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dana with the Dana. This is our Migrant Crisis Wednesday broadcast. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you hit the bell button to get all notifications. Yes. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hold on. Somebody said, please confirm. Where is it at? Please confirm they are getting benefits. Bitch, I just read the damn article. Stephen Miller, who held the press conference, laid out all the laws that the Democrats broke to let the illegals be here, get all these damn benefits. Honey, it's all on paper. Do the research. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a safe, blessed week. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, let's get the yes, bitch. Yes. You see that? You see that? Yes, honey. Don't play. Don't play with mother. You see this? Triple platinum, honey. And this sold more than 3 million. This was just in the first month. And this is when there wasn't no streaming. This when you had to go and literally buy a CD, buy the album, a hardcore album. You had to go and purchase a hardcore CD. Real. 300 million plus people bought Dangerously in Love. Her debut solo album, Beyonce. Yeah, bitch, don't play. That's the type of time I'm on right now. We on that platinum shit. Be high forever. Bye.